Hi everyone, welcome to JumpStart. Thank you so much for joining this session. Today we're going to talk about how businesses can build a competitive advantage and an efficient sales process using cloud telephony. For this session, we have with us Rahul Yadav from ANAROCK. Rahul Yadav is a senior VP of product development at ANAROCK, and he has been with ANAROCK for over 3 years now. He's also has a lot of experience in building digital products in the real estate space. He has also played a pivotal role in shaping the B2B product offering of ANAROCK. Welcome, Yadav. Thank you so much for joining this session, and over to you.
Hello everyone, I'm Rahul Yadav. I take care of digital products at ANAROCK, a B2B focused digital products company. Today we are going to cover about the journey of an online lead, how we identified the business gaps and what opportunity we saw at different levels, and solutions about how did we make most out of these opportunities coming to us. In this whole process, we also streamlined and automated a lot of our sales operations and communications to customers, keeping a tight view and tight understanding of the privacy that is prevalent in the sales industry. And then we are just going to talk about few key takeaways that we have. So today we are going to speak about the online journey of a customer. So generally when a customer is looking at finding a product or an offering, they go to internet and internet has to offer multiple options for the same requirement. That is the stage one where they are discovering multiple options for their requirements. Today, for example, in real estate industry, there's a lot of options for a similar kind of product, and this is where they kind of go in detail of each and every product, which is the stage 2. They explore those products and then drops the inquiry in expecting a response from the sales team, then discuss in detail. Then once they are contacted by the sales team, the customer moves to the stage 3, where it is all about decision making. The customer does a comparison study of all the available options, the offerings and the schemes and everything, and then they finally make the decision. So we did a fairly good amount of research and study about what the whole process is and where we can improve both in terms of our marketing capabilities and sales capabilities. We started with identifying gaps in our business process. We looked at about how traditional marketing is done or how traditional sales servicing is done. We wanted to make sure that we come up with actionable improvements that can give a competitive edge, and we also wanted to make sure that we are solving for both, not just the customers but also for our internal sales team or our internal employees. So let's talk about what were the gaps that we were able to identify and how did we solve for them. So we are going to talk about the challenges faced in the first stage, that is the discovery. In this stage, at least in real estate, most of the marketing today is also very focused on offline medias. And these offline medias, currently the decision of buying which offline media works is more of a crude analytics, not a definitive analytical history that goes into defining that what is working and what is not working. We just identify that if we are able to assign and understand which hoarding is working, which newspaper is working, which days BTL inserts work, or which bus stop works for driving you most incoming inquiries, that will help us target our next efforts in marketing more specifically, and we might end up saving a lot of cost than just going in a whole blast fashion. So the solution that we brought was assigning a virtual number to each and every digital media outlet. By assigning number to each and every media outlet, we were now able to track from where the customers are calling in, which hoarding is giving us leads, which hoarding is not giving us leads, which newspaper ad gave us how many inbound customers. And this analytics help that, okay, if in a particular locality there are 10 hoardings, which are the 3 or 4 which are the most effective in terms of getting us callbacks from the customer. We were now able to exactly understand where to focus our monies and where to not focus our monies. So now we'll talk about the stage 2, which is the exploration stage, where the customers have dropped an inquiry and now are looking forward to get a call back. We understand that because there are multiple options and people are a lot more involved in doing other things, once a lead is dropped and if the call doesn't go within first hour, say, the leads go cold very fast. And the stats show that the customer is 60 times more likely to qualify if we are able to call back within the first hour of the customer dropping the inquiry versus if we call after 24 hours. So we focused on this fact that the first response times are really critical because you have so much competition in the same locality, and because the customers might not even pick up your calls after some time. This was also what was happening in ANAROCK, and that is where we brought in solutions to solve these problems. Our aim was to enable 2000 agents across the country to respond to each and every incoming call and a digital lead within 30 seconds. We implemented parallel calling along with the call routing options that Exotel offers by the means of various applets. Now we were able to achieve a state where the customer is calling, the call is going to my 5 available sales managers at once and not just in round robin fashion. So what happens is that now whoever is free is able to take the call and connect back to the customer. So this decreased my time to connect back to the customer significantly, and we were able to achieve target of calling reaching back to the customer within 30 seconds of dropping an inquiry. And this had a direct impact on lead qualification and conversion ratios, because the customer has dropped an inquiry, the customer is on the digital platform looking at the project, and immediately the customer is getting the call. So the conversations were more targeted, more engaging, rather than someone calling after 1 hour or 2 hours and then the customer saying that I am busy doing something else, call me later. Let's talk about stage 3, which is the decision making stage. Because the decision making life cycle in real estate is around 3 to 6 months, it's very important for a sales manager to be in constant touch with the customers. Today, these follow-ups that were happening were mostly offline, where the customers had to know that what are the next steps that they have to do. If the call did not connect, what is the next time I should follow up with the customers? If the call connected, what are my next actionables, and so on and so forth. Because there is a friction after every call making note of what to do next. There's always customers who are left behind, and probably they go in a long tail where they are never ever called back again on time. We wanted to make sure that all our follow-ups, connected or not connected, are definitely happening. And more follow-ups means more engagement and better conversions at our end. We wanted to automate the processes for our sales managers so they don't have to do a lot of manual things. So I'll talk about what we did to solve these problems. What we did is we were using various APIs provided by Exotel. We were able to understand when a call is happening and when a call is not happening. So in case if a call happens and we were able to identify that this is my personal call or this is my business call on the app itself, and if the call happens, we were able to show what should be the next action items, and if the call doesn't happen, we were automatically scheduling next follow-ups for our sales team, so they don't have to enter anything in the system. What we were able to achieve was a solution where without anyone doing any data entry, we know exactly what was going on, which calls were connecting, which were not connecting, and for our sales team, more importantly, the follow-ups were automated in that sense. When the customers calls back through these virtual numbers, our teams were knowing exactly who is calling and what the context is. So the conversations were more focused and they actually knew what the customer is expecting or probably going to talk about in this conversation. We were also able to solve the privacy issue in the sales industry. Many organizations are really concerned about the data of the customers that they have, and also we were able to solve for both the organization and customers, where we were able to mask the numbers so that the real number of the customers is not misused at any point of time. Now I'm going to talk about the key takeaways that we had by implementing cloud telephony for solving a lot of these problems that I've highlighted. We just not solved for our customers but also for our internal sales team. We solved for customers by making sure that they get the information and they are connected to our internal sales within the least possible time that is there. Because this is happening, then our interactions with them are very engaging and meaningful, and hence a direct impact on our conversions as well. We were able to not just automate communications back to the customers based on the calls were connected or not connected, but we were also able to automate the follow-ups and the amount of efforts that our sales team were doing in handling the customers. So if my sales team was handling say 50 customers before, now they are able to handle around 80 to 100 customers just because a lot of their manual work has been removed and automated. So there are various ways where companies handle this problem. Few of them go about implementing a lot of human resources to make sure they are able to cater to a lot of inquiries and when the volume of customers go high. But this is what we did to make sure that even if the volume of the customers calling up goes high, we are able to automate things for our sales team so that they are able to serve those high volumes still maintaining their follow-ups in a timely and a structured manner. That's all. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you found this session useful.